this video, we're going to set up a trombone section in Native Instruments Kontakt. First, we'll create a single Kontakt instrument for trombone that responds to the expressive data for the Seaboard rise, and then we'll duplicate it numerous times and set up the channels appropriately so that we get polyphonic expression from the multiple notes on the keywave surface here. The first thing we'll do is set up the ROLI dashboard to be in single mode. And so we'll just set channel mode to single, make sure that channel is set to 1, and we'll set our pitch bend range to match what we're going to set up in our instrument in Kontakt. Now I know that the orchestral instruments in Kontakt have a maximum pitch bend range of 12 semitones, so I'll set that here, but generally you just have to make sure that you set the pitch bend range in the ROLI dashboard same as what you do in your synthesizer. Let's go over to Kontakt and see how to set this up. Over on Kontakt, I'm going to go to the factory library. I'm going to browse to the Orchestral folder, look for VSL Brass, and I'll find the Trombone Ensemble.nki. Double click to add to the rack. We have output is stereo 1, and the input is MIDI channel 1. We won't need that right now, but that'll become really important as we make this a polyphonic patch. The first thing I'm going to do in almost any kind of sound design with a Seaboard rise is check the pitch bend range. And to do that in these orchestral instruments, we go to Options, and we see PB range right here. We'll set that to positive 12 and negative 12. Let's hear what this sound is like. Seems like that's set up perfectly. Now we've already noticed from this that it's already responding to strike, and that if I play the key wave harder, we're getting a louder note, but I'd like to configure it to respond to press and slide as well. To do that, we'll have to edit the Kontakt instrument. Let's click on the wrench icon, and we'll see right here we already have volume in the amplifier section in Kontakt. And we have the letters MOD near that, and the MOD is short for modulation. And throughout these videos, we've been discussing how we assign modulation in a variety of synthesizers and samplers. It's very similar here in Kontakt. I click on the MOD button, and I'll see right away that MIDI CC11 is modulating volume 100%. Now that's really common with orchestral instruments because CC11, its name is expression, and it's kind of often used to control dynamics on orchestral patches, and actually on lots of patches. But what we would rather do is have aftertouch control that. Now, this instrument can have multiple articulations, and low notes on it, like these red notes that are shown here, can change articulations. So if I'm going to manipulate parameters within this instrument, I want to make sure that those manipulations happen across all the articulations. To make sure that happens, I'll click the Edit All Groups button. And that way, all articulations will get this expressive control. So I'll go down to MIDI CC, and I'll change that to Mono Aftertouch. And now, if I play, I should have control of dynamics by how hard I press on the keywave surface. Nice dynamics, that's going to work great for us. Now, the next thing I'd like to configure is a filter cutoff changing with the slide dimension of touch. Give us a nice timbre control, maybe create some nice kind of crescendos by sliding up on the keywave surface. To do this, we'll have to add a filter to our patch and then modulate filter cutoff with CC74, control change 74, which is what the slide dimension sends via MIDI. So I'll add a filter to my patch right here, and I think a 2-pole filter would work really well for this. So we'll go to low pass, and we'll say ladder LP2. Right away, I can play a note and just move this with my mouse. And that would be a really nice way to get a crescendo. To have CC74 control that, we'll have to right-click on the cutoff frequency. I'll first bring its bias point down pretty far. I'll go to External Sources, MIDI CC, and we're kind of used to this idea right now of modulation assignment. You always have a source, a destination, an amount, and a direction. Well, our modulation source in this instance is slide, which sends CC74. So I'll change this to 74. And we have a modulation range of 100%. Let's check it out. I think that's going to work well. Now my next step is going to be to make this a polyphonic patch. And to do this, I'll have to stop editing this instrument and edit the entire multi. So we'll click the wrench icon to get out of editing that instrument. We'll see that we have trombone ensemble set there. Now at this point, we've done quite a bit of work. I would suggest that you save it in a unique location. I create a folder just for all my custom expressive patches. And that way you can use them later, and it'll be easy to make a more polyphonic patch from this. So we'll go to File, Save As, and save our instrument. And I'm putting this in my MPE presets folder, just one I created on my hard drive just for this. Now I want to make this patch polyphonic, and though Kontakt is not an MPE native synthesizer or sampler, we can make multiple versions of the same exact preset and assign them to the channels that are being sent by the Seaboard Rise. So I can go to File and load a recent instrument, and I can choose the patch I just made, Trombone Ensemble EXP, and that'll load another copy of it right there. And I said I need 4 voices, so let's keep going. Load recent, trombone, load recent, trombone. And we'll notice by doing that, it already incremented the MIDI channels. This is MIDI channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go over to the ROLI dashboard and configure it to work with this setting. Over here, we'll set the channel mode to multi. We'll keep MPE off for this instance. And we'll set a channel range that matches what we created in Kontakt. So we'll do 4 channels, 1 through 4. And see if everything's working. We can have nice dramatic crescendos, and we'll see that we also have full polyphonic expression. So I can play 2 notes, bring one up, the other up, and even pitch bend them. Really nice to make kind of expressive performances. And this same process can be used with any instrument in Kontakt.